So, good morning, students. Today we can see about some general characters as well as the general topic on flight adaptation. First, I will go for the general topic on flight adaptation of birds because some of the character will overlap with the general characters of birds. So, of course, flight adaptation is a typical character in birds. See, when we are taking the vertebrates itself, no other organism have such a kind of uh, unique performance or unique characteristics. But here, it is very important that flight adaptations, where the birds are modified with some of their important organs, which is also the general or unique character of the birds. So, of course, birds are known as the master of ears. So, they are best known for the migration also. They are migrating from one place to other. So, the migration is always remaining a mystery in the birds. So birds are a fastest animal in the air. Their morphology, anatomy, and physiology are modified for the flight adaptations. So some of the characters we can see, like shape, how the shape of the birds is there. So it is streamlined, boat-shaped or spindle-shaped body. It gives very little resistance while flying. So streamlined, it is streamlined so that it can just tear the air and it can go away. It is boat shaped, of course it can just be in the air or may fly in a buoyancy manner in the air. So of course the feather is fully covered with some of the following functions. So the feather is modified in the sense they can fly easier. So one is the feather reduces friction. That is an important thing. The feather reduces the friction, and of course the feather also reduces weight. The feather reduces uh, weight, of course, and wing feather are used for striking the air. Tail feather are used for lifting up and steering. Body feather form a blanket. So these three are very important. So wing feather means the feather which is seen forward, which strikes the air and move forward. Tail feather, tail is very important for lifting up and steering. It is used as a steering as we are seeing in car. Body feather form the blanket. So very important. So the body feather, these kind of character help um, the bird to keep a buoyancy. Okay, so feather, you can see the different kind of feather itself. In simple form, you might have seen the feather of bird. It consists of a vane, the topmost feather. If you are taking an individual feather of a bird, you can describe it as a vane, and the middle one is rachis, and the bottom one is after shaft, and the umbilicus is also there, so which is sometime which we are using as a buds in the air, umbilicus. Okay, so feather, previous in the previous syllabus there was a type or a general essay on the feather. Now you don't have to study about the feathers. So wings, of course, wings, four limbs are modified into wings. The four limbs of the other organism, lower organism like reptiles we have seen, they are modified into the wings, which are used for striking the air here. Okay, so primary and secondary feather. The topmost feather is a primary, and next is a secondary feather. Sorry. And here you can see the fingers, which is each and every branches as a fingers, and the forearms, upper arm. So primary as well as the secondary feather is very important. So tail feather is used for, as I said, used for striking, lifting up and steering. Oh, sorry. And all these things will really help them to move in the air. So loss of weight. So some of the organs are absent to reduce weight during flying. So one such organ is absence of urinary bladder, absence of teeth, and absence of ovary and ovary duct. And bones are very pneumatic, very they are provided with the air sacs. They are pneumatic, which are provided with the air sacs. So that is a very important thing in the birds, which may reduce the weight so that they can fly to a height. And of course, important thing is the flight muscles. You can some questions are asked about 2 marks about flight muscles. So flight muscles, there are 4 important flight muscles: pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, coracobrachialis, and tensor muscles. You can very much well you can see here. So the diagram is also very important. So pectoralis major and minor comes to left and right side. Coracobrachialis or coracobrachialis or the branches, okay, or the branches of biceps and triceps. And of course the muscles, tensor muscles, are nothing but the muscles which is adjoining this coracobrachialis, or which is adjoining biceps and triceps, are tensor muscles. So each and every muscles are operated by a set of muscles called flight muscles. There are 4 flight muscles. So each and everything perform a different function. The pectoralis major and the coracobrachialis bring about the downward stroke of the wings. The minor bring about the upward stroke of the wing. The tensor muscles keep the peripateticum tensely stretched when the wing is extended in flight. So very importantly, so help in stretching when the wing is extended in flight. Next is another important aspects is air sacs. Because these birds are flying higher and higher, so the air sac is very important. It serves as a reservoir for air. So it is thin walled non-muscular sac connected to the lungs. So there also you can see in the diagram cervical air sac, interclavicular air sacs, anterior thoracic air sacs, posterior thoracic air sacs, and abdominal air sacs. So many such things are present in addition to the lungs. So different air sacs are there: cervical air sac, interclavicular air sac, anterior thoracic air sacs, posterior thoracic air sacs, and abdominal air sacs. Very importantly, so air is supplied to the lungs only once in other organisms, and that is during inspiration, inhale. But in birds, during exhale also, during expiration also, air is supplied to lungs from the air sacs. That is very important. What is the function of air sacs? So in other organisms, during inhaling or during inspiration, the air is supplied to the lungs. But in the birds, in addition to the inspiration, during exhale also, during expiration also, air is supplied to the lungs in the form of different kind of air sacs which we have seen. So thus in the bird, what is happening? Blood is oxygenated twice during a single breathing. So blood is oxygenated twice during a single breathing. This is called double oxygenation or double ventilations. So double oxygenation or a double ventilation is very typical to the birds. Thus, the respiratory system is highly adapted to supply more oxygen to the muscles. That is very important. So, very important thing. So, warm bloodedness. Birds are warm blooded animal. Of course, the higher organism like birds and mammals are warm blooded animals. This help the perfect aeration of the blood and great output of energy. Because of their warm bloodedness, output of energy is more. The constant body temperature help the bird to take flight at high altitudes in all season. So warm bloodedness make high energy output. Efficient circulatory system. Of course, efficient circulatory system is present in the birds. Active flight requires high output of energy. So high output of energy need more oxygen. The circulatory system is highly adapted for carrying more oxygen in the form of the blood contain more amount of hemoglobin. Hb is more, so Hb is very important. Hemoglobin is very important for the blood transportation. So heart is large and divided into four chamber. Of course, heart is large and divided into four chamber. We have seen other organism like amphibians, reptiles, incomplete chambered heart, two chambered, then incomplete chambered hearts are seen in the reptiles. But in birds and mammals, they are four chambered. So heart is large and divided into four chambers, two auricle and two ventricle. Excretion is highly modified to reduce weight. Of course, excretion is also important. So highly modified to reduce weight for flight, because as I said, urinary bladder is absent. Urine or is in the form of semi-solid uric acid. Urine is in the form of semi-solid uric acid. And next is vision. The power of eye of bird is very high. It has a typical structure called pecten. You can see in the a comb-like structure called pecten, axis and lamella. A comb-like structure called pecten. This helps birds to see object from very high altitude. So every time we used to say about bird eye view from the top angle. Bird eye view. Bird eye view means nothing but from the high altitude it can see very easily because of the presence of a comb-like structure called pecten. Perching. The hind limbs and their muscles are well developed for perching. Thus, the bird sleeping on a perch cannot fall down. So you can see in the tree itself, the birds may just stick to the tree branches, and it may sometime it may sleep, or it may sweep like that. Pneumatic bones. The bone of bird is pneumatic, containing air sacs. This reduce their weight loss. In the weight, in the function itself, some of the organs which reduces weight. One is the presence of pneumatic bones. Synsagram, that is also very important. In the vertebral column, nearly 14 vertebrae are fused together to form a plate-like structure called as a synsagram. In the vertebral column, about 14 vertebrae are fused together to form a plate-like structure called synsagram. So it acts as a grider to support the entire weight of the birds. It is formed by the fission of some of the vertebrae like thoracic vertebrae, lumbar vertebrae, 6 lumbar vertebrae, 2 sacral vertebrae, and 5 caudal vertebrae. So thoracic, lumbar, sacral, as well as the caudal vertebrae, 1, 6, 2, 5. Okay, this is also very important. You can see the structure of thoracic framework of pigeon to show sternum, ribs, and synsagram and other kind of organs. So from the synsagram, many other organs are very much present. So synsagram is seen in the top. top layer. See, it's nothing but vertebral column. So you can see some ridges and fissions called synsacrum. Of course, there are 14 vertebrae which are fused together to form a plate-like structure called as a synsacrum. Another two important thing is keel and furcula. In the structure itself, we can see the sternum, furcula you can see, okay, and of course keel is also very important. The sternum, the keel, the sternum bear medium ridges called keel. The sternum bears this sternum is otherwise called as a keel. The sternum bear a medium ridges called keel or carneum. The flight muscles are firmly attached to the keel. The flight muscles are attached to the keel. Furcula, of course, furcula is also very important. The clavicles of the two pectoral girdles are fused ventrally to form a V-shaped structure called furcula. You can see furcula is attached to the synsacrum. So synsacrum vertebrae are attached to the single foot-like structure. You can see it is called as a furcula or married through bones or wishbone. Furcula otherwise called as a wishbones. Okay, it work like a spring between the two wings. It work like a spring between the two wings. So furcula is also very important, very important. The synsacrum contain the keel and the furcula. Synsacrum you can see, keel and furcula you can see in a similar structure. So that's all about the flight adaptation in birds. Once more I can say very in a summary form. So the shape of the bird is very important. They are streamlined and always other things like feathers are very important, wings are very important, tails are there, loss of weight is there because of the absence of some of the organs like ovary, oviduct, urinary bladder. Flight muscles also a very important thing. Air sacs, of course, double ventilation or double oxygenation comes through the air sacs having different kind of organ. They are warm bloodedness, having a efficient circulatory system, excretion, urinary bladder is absent, vision, a kind of pecten is present over there because of pecten, vision is very powerful, perching, pneumatic bones, and presence of synsacrum, keel, and furcula. These 16 points are very important to study about the flight adaptations of birds. Hope I think you have understood it, and it's very easy to learn by the points which I have given. Thank you.